Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to look at setting up a NIMIQ wallet. But first, we're going to check out NIMIQ. We're going to talk a little bit about what the project's all about and who the team is and what this thing can do. After that's done, we're going to set up a NIMIQ wallet. We're going to fund it with some Bitcoin and some NIMIQ token as well. So let's dive in. Take care. Okay, so we can see here, if we go to the NIMIQ website, which is www.nimiq.com, it has a really nice, warm welcoming, lots of smiles you can see here, but it says crypto for humans. NIMIQ is a unique open source payment system in cryptocurrency. It empowers all humans with decentralized but easy payments. And you can see you can easily get started. You could buy NIM, you can get started up here. And we're going to take a look at how to set up the wallet. But first, I want to kind of dive into the project a little bit and figure out what it's about. So I'm going to go to project and I'm going to click about. And we can see it says it's a nonprofit and open source project. And anyone who knows a little bit about tech, open source is good. Open source means that the code can be reviewed by anyone. And therefore, anybody can see if there's anything malicious or any bugs in there. It's just kind of laid out transparently. And as we all know, transparency is a good thing. It's founded by some, developed by many, and owned by none. It is a decentralized payment system built on a unique blockchain. So very cool. The white paper would be something I'd recommend reading. And the one pager is kind of like the get started guide. So if you bought an appliance, you get the little sheet that says get started, and it just shows you very quickly how to get started. And then it has usually a detailed owner's manual with a lot more information, which is very good information, but it might not be the first thing you read, especially if you just want to get up and running. So I do recommend taking a look at the white paper, but we will not in this video. Instead, I'm just going to opt for the one pager. And let's just see NIMIQ in a nutshell, basically. So it's basically made to make cryptocurrency easy for use for everyone, and without compromising decentralization, meaning that they don't really own it. It's not owned by a centralized entity. Decentralization means it can't be shut off or turned off. So it really has a sense of resiliency, and that it's owned by a number of people that are all supporting the network, and they don't have to know each other. So it's designed with mass adoption in mind. It says it's the easiest crypto to use. We'll see if it really is. But you can buy and sell from a bank account. You can swap for Bitcoin. You can manage it and stake it without any software download. No installation, no plugins, no personal data required, just a website. So what they're saying here is, as long as you have an internet browser, which everybody does if they're watching this video, you should be able to make this work. And safe and true to the spirit of crypto, 100% non-custodial, your keys, your coins. That means they don't have a backdoor way of stealing your coins if anything were to go wrong. Exchanges do have keys to your coins. So they are the custodians of your coins. You're basically just renting them from the exchange. So in many cases, exchanges, if they go under, or if something happens, or if they were fraudulent or malicious, they could basically take your crypto. But you cannot do that when it's 100% non-custodial. So if you own the keys, if you own the secret recovery phrase, you are good to go. They say they invented the first crypto atomic swap. So basically, you can swap from crypto like NIMIQ to fiat currencies. I don't really know fully what they mean by this yet, but we'll see if we can figure that out when we go through this video. Moving to proof of stake. So proof of stake means it's much more greener, much less energy intensive. Proof of work means they use a lot of electricity to solve increasingly complicated cryptographic problems. Proof of stake is a newer model that just runs more efficiently. It's greener, it's better for the environment because it takes less power. It's basically people stake their NIMIQ to validate the network. And so it's basically anybody can do it, which is really nice. And everybody can support the network themselves, and they can be rewarded for it. So that's a really great feature. The only problem with proof of stake sometimes is because they have to pay out rewards. Sometimes the inflations become inflationary, and there's a downward or sell pressure on the price. If you don't understand what that means, don't worry about it. This is a little bit technical, but I'm just letting you know that so far this looks really good. So performance and scalability, they expect 1,000 transactions per second and your finality within 1 second. So that's really impressive. For the record, Ethereum only has about 14 transactions per second, which is why it's slow, which is why it's expensive. Solana has about 100,000, which is why it's super lightning fast. But NIMIQ is smaller. There's not a lot of people using it. It's not meant to be used by big institutions. So 1,000 transactions per second might be a very, very good number. It's definitely much better than big blockchains like Ethereum. The transition to NIMIQ 2.0 will reduce the emission rate from 3,000 NIMIQ to only about 525 NIMIQ per minute. So this is good because it means it's less inflationary. They also say that less downward pressure on price. You can stake with a minimum of 1,000 NIMIQ. Everyone can become a validator and enjoy around 6% per year. I'll dive into if this is a good idea or not, but it's nice to know you can earn some interest on your NIMIQ. It's for everyone. They try to build it for people without crypto or tech knowledge. They avoid crypto lingo and put extra effort into the design and experience of NIMIQ to basically help people who aren't so crypto savvy. So that's really great, especially for people that might be watching this video that are newer to crypto, a little bit intimidated by crypto. You want to start with something that is user friendly. It says everyone is a peer. The NIMIQ wallet connects directly to the blockchain and enables everyone to broadcast and receive transactions from the network itself. So basically, NIMIQ is it's talking a good game. This stuff is all really, really good. There's no yellow flags here. This is all really good stuff. Barrier-free value exchange for everyone. I can't argue with that. That's a beautiful vision. And the mission is to enable the most accessible censorship-resistant payment solutions. I love that. You know me, I do not like censorship one bit. So let's jump in a little bit more. Let's take a look at who's behind NIMIQ. And one thing I noticed immediately is they put their faces, they put their experience here. And there's a lot of people on this team from all over the world. I see people from Costa Rica and Latin America and people from Europe. So, we've got quite a diverse team. Both men and women are on the team. If you read some of these, and I do recommend you do, I don't want to take up too much time doing that, but you'll see that these people know what they're doing. They're quite well educated with IT and computer tech. So the fact that they're putting their faces out is really important too, because they're probably not going to scam you if they've revealed their identity. They're less likely to scam you if they revealed your identity. A lot of crypto projects try to use anonymous teams, and that can raise some questions as to whether they're being anonymous for the sake of decentralization or whether they're being anonymous because they have malicious intents behind them. Okay, I do want to take a look now at the NIMIQ token itself. So we have a NIMIQ wallet where you hold your crypto and you can use it as a function. And then there's the NIMIQ token, which is potentially what somebody might want to hold long term. Now, looking at this chart, I will say NIMIQ kind of peaked around April 2021, basically somewhere around 1.2 cents. And now it's down to basically it's down about 90%. So I would say over 90%. So I would say, if you held Bitcoin versus NIMIQ, you'd be down, I think, 70%. So NIMIQ has taken a little bit more of a harder hit. That's probably because if you look here, NIMIQ is coin number, 799. So it's a small coin. And because of the crypto environment we are currently in, which is a bear market, and there's going to be a lot more pressure on the smaller coins, it's more of a risk to hold the coin as an investment. Now, you might want to just hold some of the coin to cover your fees or to make payments, and you can hold Bitcoin or Ethereum or some of the other larger coins to basically preserve value or potentially increase your investment. But looking at this, NIMIQ has been hit quite hard, like some of the altcoins. So I'm a little bit skeptical of the actual price action of the coin. That makes sense. Now, that's not anything their fault. It's probably just because they're a smaller crypto. Cryptos are speculative. So you have anyone in the world basically able to make a bet on whether a crypto goes up or down. And so it might not have anything to do with the project. It might just have to do with speculation and the fact it's a smaller coin. Okay, so that is NIMIQ in a nutshell. That's all about the team. Now I'd really like to dive in and actually show you how to get started with NIMIQ, okay? So when we hover over, whether you're on any page here, we'll go back to the home page. But if you're on any page, you have this Get Started button in the top right corner. You can log in if you've already got an existing wallet. If you don't have a wallet and this is brand new and you're just starting with NIMIQ, you're going to want to create a new wallet. And then you can potentially buy NIMIQ. Now, you will need a small amount of NIMIQ to power the transactions in the wallet. I will tell you that, but you don't need to hold large quantities of it if you don't want to. Okay, this is the thing with blockchains and how they work. It's called gas, and it's literally like the fuel that powers your blockchain. And to make transactions happen, you usually need some of the native token. In this case, it's NIMIQ. On the Ethereum blockchain, it's Ethereum. On the Avalanche blockchain, it's Avalanche. On the Phantom blockchain, it's Phantom. So normally the native token that the blockchain is named after is the one that provides the gas fees. Okay, I'm just letting you know you will need a little bit of NIMIQ to make transactions happen, but they have a cool feature to give you a little bit of NIMIQ to get started. So what are we going to do first? Let's create a new wallet. So I'm going to hover over the second button here, and I'm going to click New Wallet. It's going to load a little bit, and it says Join NIMIQ. No registration, no install, 100% free. But there is a couple things we need to know about installing every crypto wallet. So what I'd recommend at this point is to go and grab a pen and paper, some sort of notating device, because you'll need to write down your recovery phrase. And this is the way that you can get into your wallet on another device, that you can always have access to your wallet, but it has to stay very secure. You do not want to give this to anyone, because if they have it, they can load up your wallet. So just go get a pen and paper, press pause on this video, and come back once you've done that so we can begin the account creation. So the first thing they want us to do is to create an avatar and set a password. Okay, so I'm going to choose this avatar right here. It's kind of silly, but I'm just rolling with it. Now they're giving me the address for my wallet. So I say, okay, cool. I hope, yeah, that's showing up there. Cool. So select and continue. And then it wants me to create a password. And I'm not going to show you guys what this password is, but I basically put in the password and then I repeated it. And of course, I know what that password is. You do not know what that password is, though, which is totally fine because that's my private information and we shouldn't be sharing passwords, especially publicly. Okay. Oh, looks like I didn't match my password. So, and it allows me to come through here and basically it's giving me this login file, which I want to download. So then I can download the login file, and I have a way to access this from another device just by using the QR code. Okay, so I'm just going to click download there. Cool. And now it says download successful. And obviously you won't be able to see this on mine just because I don't want to be revealing any private information, but you should see a QR code here that you can scan from a different device. Okay. So it says, welcome to the NIMIQ blockchain. And it's basically giving us a pop-up message. You use NIM, the super performant and browser-based payment coin, and BTC, the gold standard of crypto and sound store, all in one easy place. That's great. Okay, so we can use NIM and Bitcoin, and it's nicely just stored in this wallet. Your browser is a node, so you can connect directly to the NIMIQ blockchain, be independent from any middleman. The NIMIQ wallet is more than a web wallet, it is a network node, meaning you are a part of the network when you have a wallet. So you're part of the NIMIQ experience. Send and receive NIMIQ directly on the blockchain. It is fast, safe, and makes you truly independent. This is really the hallmark of decentralized, is that you become a node, you become part of the network, you support it. Now, I'm not in the UK, but my VPN is set, so they're going to show me in GBP. As many of you know, I love using VPNs. It's just great for security. It's great for privacy. But I'm going to change the currency. So I'm going to come down to settings in the bottom left corner, and I'm going to change it to my typical one, which is US dollars. I'm not American, but it's the reserve currency of the globe. So it makes sense to think in US dollars, at least for my brain. Okay. Now here you can change the numbers of decimals visible for all NIMIQ values. You can change your language. So if you want to speak a different language, if you do speak in a language, you could. If you're in the Netherlands, you could put that, and you get Dutch. If you speak Spanish, you could change it to Spanish. There you go. Okay. You could install a web app, but we're just going to keep it in the browser for now. Okay. And that's it. If I want to get back to that other screen that I was on, which shows my resources, here I am. Okay, now you'll notice that I don't have any NIMIQ in my wallet, and I certainly don't have any Bitcoin. They don't give you money for creating a wallet, or actually, do they? Yes, I can receive free NIMIQ by clicking this button, enough to get me started. Okay, so this isn't like a cash grab. This is just enough to get you started. It's called a faucet, okay? So if I click receive free NIM, what'll end up happening here is another window will pop up, and it says, NIMIQ is a browser-first cryptocurrency designed for ease of use, and I can click this and receive 0.1 NIMIQ, which will allow me to start powering the wallet. Okay, so receive 0.1 NIMIQ. Are you a human? I'm not a robot. Definitely not a robot. So now I just basically go back and wait, and this will take a couple seconds to do, because it does have to actually engage the blockchain. But you should be able to go back here and see that, and so you can see it's processing this plus 0.1 NIMIQ coming into my wallet. And like I said before, gas fees are important for decentralized transactions. So yeah, this is something you're going to want to do to get started. And there is no forgot password. Okay, so they're telling you here you should, and I would highly recommend getting your recovery words to reinstall your wallet. Okay. So I click recovery words. And when I click recovery words, you're probably going to see this pop up. So there is no password recovery. The recovery words are your only way to restore your account in case you lose your login file or password. Okay. So this is what most decentralized wallets have, is they have a 24-word recovery phrase that you basically keep in a safe place. Like you write it down by hand. You don't keep it on your computer. You put it in a safe. You put it somewhere where no one can get it to it, because essentially if they have it, they can load up your wallet. Okay. This is an extra security feature. If you have the login file or password, of course, you can get back in, because it is stored in your browser. But if you got a new computer or something and needed to load this in, I would highly recommend getting your recovery words. So show recovery words. Unlock your backup. So I have to type in my password, which I'm not showing on this, never. And then they're going to give me 24 words. And they say, write these 24 words on paper. Anyone with these words can access your account. So it's not just Dave saying this. This is also them telling you. So take a few moments, and you cannot see my words because that would be bad form. So you can't see them, but you should see 24 words here. And you can scroll down and basically just copy them all down. Make sure you've got them. And then you need to validate your backup. Validating your backup means that you copy them down right. So they're just checking. They're just making sure you got them right. Okay, so I've gone and written mine down. And now I'm going to click validate backup. So they're going to ask you, what is the 6th word? And so I've got to go look at the paper I put down there. And I'm going to go and I'm going to click on the 6th word of this. And of course, I'm not telling you what that 6th word is. So this is all blocked out in private. But whenever you find that in what you've written down, you click it. And then it will ask you another one. What is the 10th word? And the 10th word will be whatever it is. And then it'll ask you what the 20th word is. And the 20th word will be whatever it is. And you click it. And if you get it all right, then it says recovery words exported. And that is that. So now we have our recovery phrase. It's recorded. We verified that it works. Now we're going to move on, and we're going to take a look back at the NIMIQ wallet. And let's go back here. So this is our NIMIQ wallet. We've got our recovery phrase. We've looked at some of the settings. Now what we want to do is, and you can see now that transaction's gone through. So we have a very small amount of NIMIQ in the wallet. And as a result of that, we can go ahead and start to receive something else. So you could receive, if you wanted to receive NIMIQ, so if somebody's paying you NIMIQ, you would get their address and you click receive, and you can just share your address with the person. So you just click that and you give it to them, and they put it into their NIMIQ wallet. And it's just like that. It's that easy to share it. So like I said, if somebody else said, hey, can I send you NIMIQ? You go receive. You literally just click that button, and then you go to the person and you just give it to them. And all they have to do is just paste it here and click send, and they can choose and they can say, okay, what's your address? Okay, it says I can't send it to myself, so no worries. But what I can do is I can receive some Bitcoin to start doing cool stuff in the wallet. So let's say I wanted to use my NIMIQ wallet to hold Bitcoin and send it to other people. So what we can do is now we can go down here and click Bitcoin, and I can click receive up here on the right-hand side. And when I do that, basically I have to click this, and then I need to add a label. So this one will be my test transaction, okay? So now to make this test transaction happen, I click there and it will copy it to my clipboard. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our exchange account. So whether you use KuCoin, Binance, Bybit, whatever exchange you use, you're going to want to go into that to fund your NIMIQ wallet. So this assumes that you already have an existing crypto wallet that you could send Bitcoin from to your NIMIQ wallet in order to get your funds in there. Now, if you do not have that, there is one other option where you can buy NIMIQ directly. And I will show you that later. So I'm just going to go into my Bybit account to send some Bitcoin over to NIMIQ. Okay, so if I wanted to buy NIMIQ, I could just click here and go buy NIM. And then in the United Kingdom, depending on what country you're in, you can do a bank transfer or credit card. Now, this doesn't work for all countries. Like if I go to like Andorra, there's no bank transfer. I can only do a credit card. Or if I go to, Argentina, again, just credit card, full KYC required, high availability. So there is some network fees here, and it's offered through a third party called MoonPay. So it's not from NIMIQ. It's from a third party that just basically relays with the NIMIQ to basically buy your NIMIQ for you. So you can buy NIMIQ and BTC directly to your wallet. And if this is available in your country, that might be an option for you. But I don't have the ability to buy it with my credit card because in my country, the banks do not allow the purchase of cryptocurrency. So I have to go through an exchange or a broker to do so. So I'm going to log into Bybit right now and show you how I send money from my Bybit account, which is a separate video in itself to show you how I bought that money or got it in there. But when I take that money out of Bybit, I can show you how to send it into your NIMIQ wallet to begin to fund your wallet.
Okay, so here I am inside of my Bybit account, and I've just got $100 of USDT, and this is whatever central exchange you use. You might use FTX, Binance, KuCoin, Kraken, whatever it is, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to swap this for Bitcoin. And so I'm going to go spot trading Bitcoin USDT. And I'm just going to basically buy market maximum. And I'm just going to basically buy Bitcoin like this. And now if I go back to assets, spot, you'll see I've got a small amount of Bitcoin, and I can withdraw this Bitcoin to my NIMIQ wallet. So in order to get to NIMIQ, to my NIMIQ wallet, what I want to do is I want to basically say, okay, cool, I've got this here. So I'm going to go back to the tab that shows my NIMIQ wallet. So right here, basically, when I click withdraw, it brings up this menu. So I've got wallet address, chain type, and amount. And I can paste that. And I'm going to go all. And now it's basically bringing up my personal information. So I've just got to go and do this on my end. And yeah, I've basically just got to verify the transaction with my authenticator and my email address. So yeah, I'll do the second part of this video a little bit later when I can show you once the transfer has gone through, because that will take about an hour or so. And then you'll be able to see the Bitcoin in my NIMIQ wallet. It does take time, and I've just got to do this verification. Every exchange is kind of like this. Okay.
So I've actually did 2 transactions and I got them into my NIMIQ wallet. So don't ask why. There's the one I showed in this, and then behind the scenes, I sent another transfer because I actually wanted to buy something with this and I needed a little bit more. So I sent a little bit more Bitcoin over, but all I showed on the video was the one transaction. So that's what you guys saw, and it arrived within an hour. So I did kind of edit this video to show you guys, I didn't want to leave you on the video for an hour to watch this. So the Bitcoin is now in my NIMIQ wallet, and I can send this to people from here. So if I knew their address, I could send it. And actually, the really cool thing about NIMIQ is it's actually very, very inexpensive to send Bitcoin on this network, which is really awesome. So if I want to swap my Bitcoin for NIMIQ, and like I said before, they only give you a small amount to fund the wallet. So let's just say I wanted to have a little bit more NIMIQ so I could power a number of transactions, and I wouldn't wait too long. Like when you get that free faucet, I would actually try to swap a little bit more over, like maybe $5 worth or €5 worth over. So that's what we're going to do here. And there's this little button up here, swap NIMIQ and Bitcoin. And if I click this, it tells me I'm going to use a low fee, but I can basically increase my NIMIQ. So let's just say 4,000 NIMIQ. And so it's basically says, confirm the swap. I have to type in my password again. And so I'm just going to put my password in. That, again, is highly secretive, as a password should be. And there we go. And that basically, it goes through. And like all things with crypto, you just have to wait a little bit. And it says it's performing the atomic swap. So now I think I understand what the atomic swap is, because normally when you use Bitcoin and you swap it or you send it, it costs quite a bit. Like it costs about $6, but they're able to do it for a lot less. The transaction fees are a lot lower. So I do really like that about NIMIQ. That's something that's fairly innovative, because it makes NIMIQ a little bit more nimble, a little bit more cheap, no pun intended, a little bit more cheap than many of the other blockchains. So yeah, this loading process is just going to run its course, and I'm just going to let it do so. Okay, so as you can see, the NIMIQ balance has increased in my wallet. So I click here, and now it says I have 4,000 NIM, and I click on Bitcoin, there's a little bit less Bitcoin than I had before. So yeah, the transaction looks like it's pretty much gone through. And yeah, that's it. So that's basically how you set up your NIMIQ wallet. You get a little Bitcoin in there, and you get a little bit of NIMIQ for gas fees. So now that I've got that set up, that's the basis of NIMIQ wallet. So there you have it. This video covered what is NIMIQ, and it showed you how to set up a NIMIQ wallet, how to fuel it with some Bitcoin, and also how to add a little bit of NIMIQ to cover gas fees for the foreseeable future. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informational. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because I post a lot of crypto knowledge. The other thing too is I actually have a Discord server which offers crypto education and crypto updates. It's completely free to join, and the link to the Discord server where you can join with other like-minded, heart-based crypto people I would highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out already, but you can click it below and join for free. Great. I will see you again shortly. Take care.